Coach, thank you for joining us on the call today. If you take a minute to tie up the win at Tulane and what you expect to see Saturday as you're back at home to face the Cougars.
Well, it's always good to go get a victory, and we won on the road, which was really big for us. And it came down to the fourth quarter. Thing about Tulane, they competed and they got the game down to the fourth quarter, and where they made some plays, but we were able to make a play or two and then get the victory. Houston is a really good football team. I saw the Memphis game, but the thing about it is they have tremendous athletes, and they're big, they're athletic, they can run, and we know it's going to be a great matchup for us.
We'll take questions for Coach Strong. Please star 1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue. Then the operator will introduce you.
And we'll take our first question from Joey Knight with the Tampa Bay Times.
Coach, Quentin's efficiency is slightly down from this time last year, which stands to reason. Y'all are taking more downfield shots, obviously. Is just his accuracy or is his efficiency any concern for you at this point?
Well, no, it really isn't, George, because you look at we're running the football too, so I don't think, and Quentin really don't care because, when we need to make a throw and get a throw, we get it in, but that's not a concern at all because some of those throws they're deep balls and it's a 50-50 ball. Some of them we're getting and some we're not.
And his first touchdown run where he looked like he kind of juked and jived 2 defenders before darting up the middle. What did you make of that?
Well, it's an unbelievable play, and he dead leg, what I call a dead leg. The guy thought he was going to run outside. The guy kind of, once he made a step outside, he cut it back inside of him and went down the middle. And that's the thing about him. He makes so many unbelievable plays, and sometimes you just got to sit back and say, "Wow."
Thanks, Coach.
Uh-huh.
And we'll take our next question from Leo Haggerty with It's Sports Magazine.
Good afternoon, Coach.
How you doing, Leo?
Doing fine, Coach. Thanks for asking. Coach, I know the game is Houston versus South Florida, but if you look at your roster and their roster, it's Texas against Florida, isn't it?
Oh, it really is because, I was out there in Texas and there's kind of, we kind of look for the same type of athletes and we recruit within the state. They recruit within their state, but you don't see many, you don't have to go out of state to get many of the players, similar here in Florida. We don't have to go out of state because we can get what we need around this whole state and in this whole state around this area. And the same thing with Houston.
Coach, last question, and thank you for your time today. I'm not in your locker room, but I'm thinking the 800-pound gorilla has been this consecutive game of 30 points. Is it nice to have the record now and you can just say, guys, go out and play football? We'll let it happen from there.
You know what I try to do, Leo, is not try to make a big deal. I really don't. I'm not trying to, but I don't. I don't ever talk about records. I don't talk about rankings. I don't say any of that. I just try to prepare for that next team. But everything's been made about it, but social media, they read it all. But I don't make a big deal about it. We just got to go out and compete. We got to go out and execute, play with some emotion, play with some passion, and bring energy with it.
Just win, right, Coach?
Just win. However we get it, we just get the win.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
All righty. Thank you, Leo.
And we'll take our next question from Dan Tortorial with wakeupcalldt.com.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
Good, Dan. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. I know you said you don't, preach records and everything that's going on, such as 30 points or the longest winning streak in the nation or anything like that, but is it hard to keep that out of the locker room? Do you find it coming up or guys paying attention to it, or is it really something that nobody's focusing on at all?
I've heard a lot of conversations, Dan, and never once have I heard anyone talk about the winning streak or the 30-point. They don't even say nothing about it. They just go about their business, and what we try to do is just focus on that opponent and whomever the opponent is. But we don't make a big deal about it.
You being with South Florida for your first season with this team, and the team is at the top of the American Athletic East side of it, and obviously still undefeated for the season. Just what you can say about how quickly the team bought into your message and what you wanted, and if you've been impressed by the team up to this point to see where they've gotten only a little bit over halfway through your first season there.
Well, you always look at it when you take over a team, and the thing you try to do is just you go into it when you take over. You just go into it and just try to see, where you can really help young men grow. And with this team, I had unbelievable leadership and senior leadership. And I think that when you have a quarterback who just want to go to work and doesn't worry about his own personal goals, where he's willing to sacrifice for the team, and then you look at the job Augie has done on defense. But there's a lot of seniors there with Sanad, with Hector, with Fullwood, with Abraham, with Nichols, and then you got Ruff, you have Valdez, you have Tice, you have DeErnest, but you have Jay Hall. You have enough guys that are in that group for you that have done a really good job of managing the team, because they just want to win. So when you catch a team that really want to win, and I have, I just love how our whole attitude has been, and that's been my biggest surprise, because when you walked into the season, we had a target on our back. And yes, and sometimes people say, well, they should have won. It's not so much what you should have beat somebody by, because you got to respect other opponents also. You just play your game and make sure that you steady, improve, and get better game by game.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate your time.
All righty, Dan. Thank you.
And we'll now take our next question from Derek Sharp with USF Radio.
Hey, Coach. The defense has been so good this year, but the tackling was a little bit missing in the fourth quarter. Were they getting tired? Was that a concern at all for you?
No, it's not a concern, Derek. They're not tired. You just go make the tackle. It has nothing, and you lock up, you wrap up, and you drive your feet on contact, and you knock guys back. But it had nothing to do with them being tired. It's just we missed tackles.
And just to confirm the one storyline about the 30 points thing, you guys had 27 and could have kicked a field goal. So I'm taking it there was no conversation of, well, let's get the record here. We need 3 for 30 points.
Well, yeah, that's early in the game, and we don't ever talk about it. I don't even look up there, and whether we're going to go for it or not. I don't look at the numbers on the scoreboard.
Just making sure. Thanks, Coach.
Uh-huh.
Coach, thanks so much for your time today. Look forward to hearing from you again next Monday.
Okay, thank you.